CBS News just reported that over 10,000 Americans lost their jobs in the last 7 months. And the reason? Artificial intelligence, not layoffs because of a recession or budget cuts or even restructuring. Nope. Companies literally said, we don't need humans for this anymore. AI can do it. And this is just the beginning, because here's what nobody's saying out loud. If 10,000 jobs disappeared in 7 months, and that's just the ones companies admitted to, how many jobs are gone in the next 7 months, or even the next year? AI isn't slowing down, it's accelerating. Every model that comes out is more capable than the last one. Every month, it can do more things we thought only humans could do. So if you're sitting there thinking, well, my job is safe, I need you to really examine that assumption. Because I guarantee you somewhere right now, there's a startup building an AI specifically designed to do what you do, faster, cheaper, 24/7. Let that sink in. The lawyers thought they were safe. Then AI started doing legal research and drafting contracts. The graphic designers thought they were safe. Then Midjourney happened. The copywriters thought they were safe. Then ChatGPT started writing ad copy that converts better than human written stuff. This isn't fear-mongering. This is just what's happening. And you know what really gets me about all this? The speed. Remember when ChatGPT came out November 2022? That's barely over 2 years ago. 2 years. And in that time, we've gone from, oh, this is a fun toy, to this is eliminating entire job categories. And every few months, there's a new model. And each one can do things the last one couldn't. GPT-4, Claude, Gemini, whatever comes next. Pace of improvement is insane, which means whatever you're seeing now, whatever impact AI is having on your industry right now, that's the weakest it will ever be. Next month, it'll be better. 6 months from now, it'll be dramatically better. A year from now, we probably can't even imagine what it'll be capable of. Just think about this. If you're in your 40s or 50s right now and you lose your job to AI, what are your options? You can't just go back to school for 4 years. You've got bills, maybe a mortgage, maybe kids. You can't start over at entry level, even if those jobs still existed. In learning to adapt to whatever new skills are in demand, by the time you learn them, AI will probably be doing those too. So what are you supposed to do? I've seen people in this situation. People who've worked the same job for 15, 20 years. Good jobs, stable jobs. And then one day, position eliminated, restructuring, nothing personal, and they're just lost because the career path they were on doesn't exist anymore. The industry they knew is fundamentally different now. And starting over at 45, with AI making it harder to break into anything new, that's terrifying. And even if you do still have your job right now, how long until you're in that position? Because this isn't slowing down. Every company is looking at their budget going, where can we cut costs with AI? And at some point, your position is going to come up in that conversation. Maybe it's next month, maybe it's next year, maybe you've got 5 years, but it's coming. So betting your financial future on your current job lasting, I don't know if that's smart anymore. Most people don't have a huge financial cushion. Like if you lose your job today, how long can you survive? A month, 2 months, maybe 3 if you really cut back. So what happens when it takes 6 months to find a new job, or 8 months, or a year? Because that's what we're seeing now. The time between jobs is getting longer, even for qualified people, even for people with experience. And every week you're unemployed. You're burning through savings, or racking up credit card debt, or borrowing from family. The pressure builds, the stress builds, and then you start taking whatever you can get. Jobs that pay less, jobs that are beneath your experience level, jobs that you know probably won't last. Because you need something, anything. But here's the thing, even if you find something, how secure is it really? If one company can eliminate 10,000 jobs in 7 months, what's stopping your new employer from doing the same thing 6 months from now? So you're constantly on edge, constantly wondering if you're next. That's not stability. That's just delayed instability. And I keep thinking there has to be a better way to approach this than just hoping you land somewhere that won't cut you loose in a year. And look, I've been in digital business for over 20 years. I've seen economic shifts. I've watched entire industries get disrupted. So I know what it looks like when the ground is moving under people's feet. And here's what I've learned from watching these cycles. The people who get crushed are the ones trying to hold on to the old model. The people who do well, they're the ones who see the shift early and position themselves differently. Not better, not smarter, just differently. Now, over the last year, while everyone's been panicking about AI taking jobs, I've been watching something else develop. And at first, it was just little things I'd notice. Comments on articles, conversations in business groups, data points that didn't fit the narrative. People who weren't worried, not because they were naive or didn't understand what was happening, but because they'd figured out something that completely changes the equation. They stopped trying to compete with AI, and they started using it as leverage. Now, I'm not talking about using AI at your job to be more productive. That's what everyone's doing. That's just trying to stay relevant in a system that's already replacing you. I'm talking about something different, using AI to build assets, to create income streams, to position yourself outside of the traditional employment model entirely. Because here's what I've realized. The job market is collapsing. That's done. That's happening. However, at the exact same time, there's a parallel economy forming that most people can't see yet. And the people figuring this out are not tech geniuses or Silicon Valley insiders. They're regular people who just understood one simple truth that changes everything. When a technology makes something 100 times cheaper and faster, the question isn't, how do I compete with that? The question is, how do I own the output instead of being the output? Think about it. If AI can do 50,000 worth of work for 20 a month, what happens when you're the one controlling that work? When you're the one selling the result? That's the shift almost everyone is missing. They're stuck thinking, how do I make myself more valuable than AI? When they should be thinking, how do I use AI to create value I can sell? And look, I get why people aren't seeing this. When you're worried about your job, when you're stressed about paying bills, when you're just trying to survive, it's hard to think strategically. But that's exactly when you need to think strategically. Because waiting until you lose your job to figure this out, that's too late. You need a runway. You need time to build something while you still have income. And there's one specific way people are doing this that's working consistently. It's not crypto, drop shipping, or some complicated business model. It's something way more straightforward than that. They're creating digital products, specifically books, but not the way you're thinking. They're not sitting down to write 200 pages. They're not spending years crafting the perfect manuscript. They're using AI to handle the heavy lifting while they focus on the strategy, market research, positioning, validation, the stuff that actually determines whether something sells or not. And they're publishing these on platforms where millions of people are already looking to buy. Before you think, I'm not a writer or I don't have time for that, that's the whole point. You don't need to be a writer. AI handles the writing. You just need to understand what people want and how to position it correctly. And the people doing this, they're generating real income, not quit your job tomorrow money on day one, but consistent, growing revenue that compounds over time. I'm talking 500 a month, then 2,000, then 5,000, and it's passive. Once it's up, it generates income while you sleep. Now, I'm not bringing this up to sell you some fantasy. I'm bringing it up because this is exactly the kind of positioning that makes sense right now. While everyone else is competing for fewer and fewer jobs, you're building assets that generate income regardless of what's happening in the job market. While everyone else is hoping their employer doesn't cut costs, you're creating revenue streams that aren't dependent on any single company. And while everyone else is watching their skills become obsolete, you're using AI to do the work while you focus on the strategy. That's the difference between playing defense and playing offense. Most people are in pure defense mode right now, protecting what they have, trying to stay employed. And I get it, that's the natural reaction. But defense only works for so long. Eventually, you run out of runway. Eventually, the cuts come for you. What you need is offense, something you're building that's working for you instead of you working for someone who might eliminate your position next quarter. In this whole AI publishing thing, that's offense. Now, some of you probably don't know the first thing about publishing, or how Amazon works, or how to use AI for this, because that's where most people get stuck. They see the opportunity, they understand the logic, but they don't know where to start. They don't have a system, and so they do nothing. And 6 months later, they're in the same position. Or worse, that's why I put together something specifically for people in this exact situation. People who get it, who understands what's happening, who would want to build something now while they still have time, and who needs a clear step-by-step process for actually doing it. It's called the Zero Writing Publishing Challenge, and it's exactly what it sounds like: how to publish your first book in 5 days without writing it yourself. It's 5 days, completely free, and it walks you through the exact process of using AI to create and publish digital products on the world's largest marketplace. No writing skills needed, no tech background, no business experience required. Just a clear, proven system for building assets instead of relying on employment that could evaporate next quarter. Day one, we break down why this works, why publishers profit more than employees ever will. Day two, we handle the mindset piece, because most people sabotage themselves before they even start. Day 3, we show you the 15-minute market validation process, how to know what will sell before you create it. Day 4, the 30-minute publishing routine, how to build this into your life without it taking over your life. Day 5, we remove the roadblocks, the specific things that stop 97% of people from actually implementing. Now, I'm capping this at 500 people because I personally review submissions and give feedback. Last time we ran it, we hit capacity in 72 hours. So if this resonates with you, if you're tired of hoping your job outlasts the next round of AI-driven cuts, if you want to build something that you own that generates income whether you're working or not, click the link in the description. It says, Join Zero Writing Challenge. Simple registration page. Enter your email. You're in. 5 days from now, you could have your first digital product published. 30 days from now, you could be generating your first passive income. 90 days from now, you could have multiple income streams that nobody can restructure away from you. So if you're sitting there thinking, I need to do something different, or I can't just keep hoping my job is safe, this is your something different. Links in the description. Zero Writing Publishing Challenge, 5 days, free, step by step. And if you're still on the fence, think about it this way. 5 days from now, you could either have your first book published and starting to generate income, or be in the exact same position you're in right now, just 5 days closer to whatever's coming next in this job market. Your call. So yeah, links below, join the challenge, and I'll see you on day 1.